Guys, we haven't done a little battle experience kit on the channel in quite a while, ever since we did the Kunoichi a few months ago. So I thought, why not do another? Today we're taking a look at the LBX Deqoo. This little guy really caught my attention because it has very much like cool grunt suit vibes, almost like the mobile suits that guarded the Sandrock and Wing. That kind of vibe, but you could also like run this as like it's got the cool mono eye, almost like a Xeon desert suit. And it's got lots of broad swaths, so if I end up liking the build, I think this will be the perfect candidate for some water slides, some freehand. I just hope it's sturdy. Now this is going to be sectioned off more towards like kids, like this is baby's first gunpla. And that's perfectly fine, you got to start somewhere. So everything's partitioned out. We've got like weapon by a sword. We've got body, which has like the Minecraft armor here. Hand. And that'll help you along. The sticker for the shield is just one giant thing. I don't think I'm going to use that one. We'll just do something else. But all in all, only like 12 stickers. That's not bad. That's not nearly as many as a lot of the SD kits we see on the channel. So that's pretty cool. And of course, they gave us two different bags. So I have to again exhibit the fact that I have teeny tiny little birdie arms for a lot of you. Here we go. Looks like it should be pretty stout. Let's pop it all together and see what we have. My apologies, guys. The footage I took, my usual time lapses that I do, the footage actually ended up being unusable. I had some issues with it, so there isn't going to be a build segment. I apologize for that. I'll do better in the future. So this little guy, the Deqoo, as it's called, its name might sound a little familiar to you. Deqoo, Zaku. It's even got that familiar Bandai mono eye, and that's because the Deqoo is actually based on the early Zaku mobile suits from the Mobile Suit Gundam universe. Bandai had to sneak some jabs in there somehow, you know. This model kit, much like the Kunoichi, snaps together really well. It's not gated the best. I think the SD Cross Silhouette and the SDEX standard kits are gated a little better, but those are also later in the line than these. The Deqoo does have everything that I wanted from the Brady Hound at a better price point. Like the Deqoo is a good army builder kit. After all, this is like the grunt, the cannon fodder. It's got a very generic mobile suit design. It reminds me a lot of the Maganax from, what is that, Gundam Wing? That guard the Sandrock all the time. Like, you could put one of those in the background shot when they're in their camp in the desert. You probably wouldn't be able to tell a difference unless you were squinting at it pretty hard. The stickers also stayed on a little better on this little guy, I have to say as well. Which was really nice because I tried those aftermarket foil seals that you could get for the Kunoichi, and they were hot garbage. So the Deqoo does pose pretty well. It has the same leg joints as the Susanoo high grade that I reviewed fairly recently, which was an interesting design choice because that joint is not completely encapsulated on the leg. If you stretch it out a little too far, it can pop out, which is counterproductive for it being as much of a range of motion as it can be. The arm pauldrons swivel pretty well around the shoulders, and they even have a little divot so you can outstretch the arm, which is pretty nice. The hands are standard sandwiching hands. The head has some interesting design cues. I mean, yeah, it's like the Zaku, it's got the fin, and it's got the mono eye, but the sides of the head with those swirly bits give me Exia vibes, personally. I know these kits are really designed to be baby's first mobile suit, baby's first Bandai Gunpla, you know, start them early, get them addicted. If it's not going to be Gundam, maybe they can get themselves a little bit this way as well. It does have a lot of posability, though. You know, I bet if I top coated the hell out of this thing, it would probably hold up pretty well, but I'm not committed to what I want to do with this yet. I kind of want to use it as a grunt for some one-page rules mecha battle reports that I'm planning. Maybe just use it as like a little foot soldier or a bodyguard for like a Farzia or something. You can see that leg joint that I mentioned earlier here. You can see pieces falling off too. That's great. All in all, the Danball Senki or LBX Little Battle Experience Deqoo is a really solid army builder kit. You know, it's $12. It's not going to break the bank if you want to get yourself a little sum. And that's fine. I know that they did like full mechanics versions of some of these kits. I'd be really interested to see a better, like a more mechanically sound version of this design, because I'm actually a big fan of this kit as like a generic army builder. If you wanted to do something like that, I think it's got a great base if you want to paint it, whatever it is you would like to do with it. I think it's a great canvas for customizing. If any of this is looking good to you and you want to get your hands on some model kits, whether it's Little Battle Experience, Kotobukiya, which just had their anniversary, or the tried and true Gunpla, maybe some Games Workshop, why don't you head on over to leapingpandahobbies.com. LeapingPandaHobbies.com, who keep my backlog overflowing. LeapingPandaHobbies.com, who just opened a physical store past couple months at the end of last year in Hudsonville, Michigan. And LeapingPandaHobbies.com, where you can use my promo code EGGHEAD, both in-store or online, and get 10% off your entire order. Just want some Games Workshop? Promo code GW. Take 15% off your entire order. New Army for 2023. Maybe branch out from Gunpla for 2023. Try yourself some Little Battle Experience. Whatever it is you want to do with your hobby, or whatever it is you think about this kid, I'd love to know down below. So why don't you say hi? I enjoy getting to talk to you guys all the time. If you're new to the channel, I'd hope you consider liking and subscribing, because we're only going to keep building from here. Happy building, guys.